Welcome back to the channel. My name is Kristen, and if you aren't aware, I have written a book about my testimony of spiritual abuse, and it's called Broken. And this is not a pitch to buy my book, but I'm just telling you that this is out there. And essentially, how does somebody like me get all these different viewpoints about the church, kind of outside of the box? And I would say, when you've had a very radical experience, you tend to question everything and everybody. Gives you an alternative perspective over the system that is being ran inside the church. A system of control and abuse and manipulation and abusing seats of power to the detriment of the people who they're leading. And so my question today, really thinking about money, and we have this whole system of men who are hired on pastors, hired clergy, who've attended a seminary and gotten a degree or a piece of paper that said they took the classes. They filled out the application. They have this resume that they methodically went through, checked off all the boxes, basically. Okay, so now we can justify paying them a salary so that they can go and build a big ministry in their name, coupled with, construction and building projects and all of these different things. My question is, when you have a testimony like this and you discover that the people in power are there to be served and not to serve Jesus Christ and not to take care of the sheep and not to be obedient to the Lord's commands, something is very wrong. And so there is no way on earth I am going to be conforming to or fully trusting any old hired head pastor that doesn't care to give you the time of day, doesn't care to hear your story or to pray over you. Because they are always in this seat of authority that thinks that they need to tell you how to do things. But the problem is when that group of people get out of line, and they are out of line, and it does not justify paying full-time salaries to this group of hired clergy that are operating outside of the will of the Lord Jesus Christ. So I'm not going to go into a house and sign a membership to pay 10% to build into that minister's idolatry of constructing and gathering people and building up a nice big ministry in the name of the Lord, while covering up any wrongdoing to keep his, pristine, this perfected, it's a whitewashed tomb. We're seeing a beautiful, pristine, white, shiny exterior, but until you really get in there, until you really know who this person is, or if you butt heads with this person, or if you try to call them into any sort of accountability or any sort of correction over their abuse, they're going to gaslight you. So this video, the point of this video is there is no need to pay these people, okay? The money that the church collects is not supposed to be buying land and paving streets and parking. Let's save that for the city. Okay, let's be the church of Jesus. In giving the money to the poor, and to those in need within the Christian community. Not these so-called, we have two parties in the church. We have the laity and we have the attendees. So we're about to kind of, shake things up and erase those lines. Because the class that thinks that they're the upper echelon are coming to an end. That's the point of this channel. That's the message. That's the message of the Lord. That class of people is coming to an end, and there is no need to give them your tithes and offerings so that they continue in their idolatry and disobedience to the Lord.